Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, I know this is not my normal time. I do Awareness Mondays, but it's been a busy day, and well, this is the time I have to do it. Um, First of all, I want to say I appreciate everybody who watches this live, who participates in the chat. It really means the world to me. Um, I want to express how important tonight's Awareness Monday is, um, because it's the holidays, and unfortunately, this is one of the best times for us to get caught with us letting our guard down. Um, because most of the times people are usually around family or people we really trust, and unfortunately, this is one of those times that predators really take advantage of that. What's up, Viper? How are you doing, my friend? If you'd like, you can come and join me up on panel, my bro. My brother. You don't have to. Just saying. I'm gonna give it a few minutes. We'll give it a few minutes, see if maybe a couple people come in. I just barely got home from work. But I would like to say that. How about them mother loving 49ers, baby? 5 weeks straight. 5 weeks straight. What's up, Megan?
Hey, you finally get to catch one of your Awareness Mondays.
Yeah. So I'm gonna start doing them at different times. You know what I mean? So different areas of the world can catch them because I got
drivers in all the areas. It's not that I've been avoiding them. It's like they're 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning, which I normally would stay up for, but yeah.
I get it. I get it. Plug in. You see them Niners handle them Colts tonight?
Yes. Old Man Rivers didn't. I don't know what they expected when they brought him out of retirement. Didn't play for 5 years and is nearly as old as I am.
Well, you gotta love his drive for it. You know what I mean?
So yeah, he's ever. Oh look, yeah. But congrats on the win.
Congrats. Thank you. He's the only player that I know of that's retired and then came back out of retirement like that to play for.
I think
play for a team he didn't even play for to begin with.
I think also it was the longest time between, if I remember the record, wasn't it was the longest time from his last game to him 5 years or something, I think
it was. A little over 5 years, yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't 5 years exactly, it was 5 years and a handful of months, I think.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, I'm not too sure. But
enough of
5 week win streak, 5 weeks I've had this hoodie right here. Hi, Kitty. Haven't seen you for a while.
Kitty. Good, lovely to see you. No, I don't regret passing that on, but have you, in all honesty, hey, Wendy, I can smell you from here, so I'm assuming it hasn't been washed yet?
Yeah, and it won't. Unfortunately, it will not be washed until it's over.
Yeah, I do that with my lucky jersey for the draft. It's it's either my Jim Zorn or one of my Steve Largent. Yeah, I wear it for like three or 4 days straight. Yes, it doesn't get washed. Oh, how did you go in your exams and what are you studying, Kitty? I hope you went well. I used to hate exams. So do you, James, but at least the Seahawks know how to suck and don't swallow, Hoover.
Sorry about that. My dog was going crazy.
No, that's all right. Ottawa's dental assisting. Oh, very nice. How long have you got to study? How long? Hopefully, that makes my jaw ache because I do need to go to the dentist and I hate dentists. No offense, Kitty.
Southern, can you drop the link to my other channel, please, for Kitty? I'm pretty positive she doesn't know about it yet. But I'm going to get rolling here.
Let's do it.
Tonight's topic is not one I wish we didn't have. It's one that I wish we didn't have to talk about, but I feel it's really important Because for me personally, like around birthday parties and holidays, family gatherings were most of the times when my abuser got to me.
Right.
Because we're around family. We naturally let our guards down when we're around family.
Yep.
And unfortunately, we can't, because most of these crimes are committed by family. What's up, Viprin?
Hey, Viprin, good to see you. Yes. Do you know?
Am I echoing? Am I?
Nope, you're good.
Okay,
do you know, G2, what their statistics are for crimes such as what you've experienced, and the percentage that happen from by family members?
89% of these crimes are committed by a close family friend or a family member, and it's the reason why it's that high is because we naturally don't just let our kids go around strangers.
Right. Yeah.
So, I mean, Viprin, have you ever just let your kid go around somebody you didn't know?
I wouldn't.
Dude, I'm like a hawk, man. I keep an eye on my son.
Exactly.
I was going to say,
that's why it's so high.
I was going to say, Viprin, I do it, and it's not. He's my nephew, not even my own kid. At the park, I'm watching like a damn hawk. I get that totally.
Yes.
It bothers me so much, man. Like even people walking near, like if my son's playing in the park or something, and people walking near, I'm like constantly looking at their hands, seeing what they're doing, all that different stuff, man.
It sucks that we have to live our lives like that, but we have to. Because
my nephew loves meeting new friends at the park, so has no fear going up to strangers. Where
most kids don't, and that's the reality of it. Most kids don't have that fear because they don't know they don't have the knowledge of what it does. They're just talking to somebody.
Or it's a new friend they hadn't met yet. I want to go and meet this person.
Well, they don't know how many monsters are endangered out there. Yeah. They're innocent. They don't know, like my wife just said. They're innocent. They don't know the monsters that are out there in the real world, and there are. We pass monsters every single day, and we don't even know about it.
That's true. Yeah.
All right. So, the holidays are not always safe. Keeping children safe around family this Christmas. All right. Listen to me. Christmas is 3 days away. Homes are filling up. Cars are packed. Kids are running through hallways. Music is playing. People are drinking. People are having fun. Adults are laughing and usually not paying attention. And everyone is assuming everything is safe. That assumption is where children get hurt. I want you to hear me clearly tonight. This is not about fear. This is not about accusing everyone you love. This is not about paranoia. This is about awareness. Because statistically, and this is uncomfortable, but it's true, most child sexual abuse does not come from strangers. It comes from the people the children already know, people the family already trusts, people who show up to Christmas dinner, an uncle, a cousin, a step relative, a family friend who's basically family, a babysitter, a grandparent's friend, a grandparent. The list goes on and on. What's up, Clockwork?
Hey, hey, how you doing, man?
Good. You don't sound like you're doing very good.
Well, I got sick Thursday, and I'm just now getting my voice back.
Well, that's good.
So,
all right. Today's discussion we're having is about keeping your children safe around the holidays, because it's usually a time where we let our guards down when it comes to being around family.
Oh yeah, and there's like huge gatherings of like friends and family. So yeah, you got to watch who's doing what. Yeah.
And it often happens during holidays when supervision drops and access increases. Tonight, I want to talk to parents, guardians, grandparents, aunts, uncles, anyone responsible for a child's safety. Because kids don't get to choose who's safe, we choose for them. And when we don't look, when we don't listen, when we assume, they pay the price. the ultimate price for the rest of their lives. The hard truth about families. One of the most dangerous phrases in child safety is it's family. Family does not equal safety. Family does not equal trustworthy. Family does not equal harmless. Predators don't look like monsters. They don't wear signs. They don't announce themselves. They blend in. They laugh loud. They help with dishes. They bring gifts. They volunteer to babysit. They offer to take the kids downstairs to play. And everyone breathes easier because, well, they're family. Let me tell you something most survivors will tell you. The person who hurt them was trusted by everyone else. Facts. That trust gave access. That access gave opportunity. That opportunity caused damage that lasted decades. And here's the part nobody likes to say out loud, but I'm not afraid to say it. Predators know exactly when to strike. Their timing is on point. Flawless. They wait until adults are distracted. Alcohol is involved. Supervision drops. Kids are tired. Boundaries are relaxed. Holidays are perfect cover for predators. What grooming actually looks like. When people think of grooming, they imagine something obvious. Well, it's not. Grooming often looks like extra attention to one child, special privileges. You're more mature than others. Gifts. My one that I go to, secrets. There's no such thing as a good secret when you're a child. Private jokes. Don't tell your parents, they wouldn't understand. I heard that a couple times. I only got 2 people for blood related in my family, but some friends I would call family because they've been so great to us. You just got to watch everybody, Kitty. I'm just saying, especially if you got kids, sweetheart. Thank you, G2K, for continuing to spread awareness in the world where they try to normalize pedophilia. Yes, for sure. I'll never stop doing it. Just saying. Grooming is not about sex first. It's all about gaining trust. Trust of the child, trust of the parent, the guardian, trust in general. The predator builds a world where the child feels special, chosen, protected, even dependent. And then they blur boundaries. Tickling them goes too far. Hugs that linger for long times. Touch framed as play. Time alone that doesn't make sense. And if a child reacts or pulls away, the predator flips the script. You're being dramatic. You misunderstood me. Don't make this weird. I heard that one a couple times. That confusion is intentional. And too many adults miss it because the behavior doesn't look violent. It looks friendly. Here. It looks friendly. Teaching kids safety without fear, extremely important. We don't want our children to be afraid. We want them to be aware. There's a difference. One can really mess with them, and the other one will help them. We don't want our kids going around being afraid of everybody. We want our kids to go around with knowledge and power to know what's wrong and right. Teaching kids safety without fear. This part matters more than anything. Children do not need graphic details. They need clear rules. Rule 1: no adult should ask you to keep a secret about your body. What's up, Jack? Hey, you should sub up to my new channel, bro.
Is that Jack?
Yep.
Hey, right?
Yeah, it's KY.
You do it. Shoot.
There are surprises like gifts. There are unsafe secrets. Those are never okay. Teach your kids, I don't agree with this, but teach your kids that all secrets are not okay. When a child is asked to keep a secret, it's because the person telling the secret doesn't want anybody else to know. Why? Why? Because it's messed up. That's why. Rule 2: your body belongs to you. No adults, not even relatives, not authority figures, have the right to touch your body. They can say no to hugs. They can say no to sitting on laps. They can say no even to grandma, even to an uncle, even to anyone. Extremely important. Extremely important. Your kids have a right to say no. They don't want a hug. They don't want a kiss on the cheek. They don't want to sit on your lap. They have a right to say that, regardless of their age. Rule 3: if something feels weird, you leave and tell immediately. No trouble, no punishment, no questions about why didn't you stop it. Don't ever make your kids feel uncomfortable about this kind of stuff. Make them aware that it's bad and how to deal with it if it happens. Practice this with them. Role play it. Make it normal. Make it normal. Okay? And you want your kids to automatically react. You see what I'm saying? Like, make it so your kids automatically can understand that this is messed up. This is wrong. Okay? What's up, Art Stu? Thanks for being here, my friend. I appreciate it. Check out my new channel, too, if you haven't already. Just saying. What parents need to watch for, and this is just as important as the last step. This is where you come in, parents, guardians. Know your child. Not just their grades, not just their schedule, their energy, their mood, their baseline, who they are on a normal everyday basis. Red flags after gatherings, sudden withdrawal, regression, bedwetting, thumb sucking, nightmares, fear of specific people, mood swings, anger, shame, and what was my personal favorite, silence. I kept it all quiet. And here's the big one. If your child suddenly doesn't want to be around someone they used to like, pay the fuck attention. When kids like someone, they like that person. If all of a sudden, just in the blink of an eye, they no longer like that, there's a reason why they no longer like that person.
Exactly.
Period.
100%. You can tell a mile off if they're not wanting to be around them.
Yep.
Well, if your kid is like, if they like a person, then all of a sudden, whenever you say their name, they just withdraw and get quiet, like you were talking about, and don't say anything. When they used to talk about them all the time, yeah, that's a yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
It's pardon the pun. It's a dead giveaway.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
also, if they flinch when they walk past or they're in their vicinity, and they can be on the other side of the room, and they're flinching when they're around. Yeah, that's a tell, psychological tell. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Wanda, tonight's subject topic is keeping your children safe and being vigilant around the holidays, because around the holidays, it seems to be a time where we, drop our guard, lower our guard, because we're around family we really trust and friends that we really trust. So with it being just Christmas just a few days away, I thought it was important to get this out there.
It is. Excuse me. It is because most people overlook that shit during the holidays.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yes, like my wife just said, watch your children and watch their behavior.
Mm-hmm.
Kids will tell you everything that you need to know by just knowing your child's regular routine and behavior. Without, they don't even need to say a word. And if you know your child, you will pick up on it instantaneously.
I was about to say that if you know your child well enough and they're outgoing, like my nephew, for example, and suddenly they're rocking in a corner, as I said, flinching when somebody comes past them, that they would normally be running up to, throw both arms around and cling to a leg.
Yes. Here's one key point. Ask general questions. Okay, I skipped something. Okay. Do not explain it away. Do not force interaction and do not guilt them. Ask general questions. Listen more than you speak. Let silence do the work. Because kids rarely lie about abuse. They lie to protect adults. Here's the statistics on this. A child from the age of being able to speak up to 4 years old, there's a 0.1% chance that child is lying about abuse. If a child from speaking to 4 tells you they're being sexually abused, that child is being sexually abused. And that 0.1% chance they're lying is because an adult has put them up to doing so. It goes up a little bit from 4, and from the age of 5 to the age of 6, or from the age of 5 to the age of 8, it goes up to like 2.1% chance that child is lying about being sexually abused. It goes up a little bit higher from 9 to 12. It goes up to like 4.5%, 5. And then it goes up another, once they hit like 14, 15, that's when it really starts jumping. So if a child tells you that they're being sexually abused and they're not lying, and the off chance that they are, it's because they were put up to lying. It's because they were put up to it. 100% not lying, not bullshitting y'all.
Believe them until you find out different.
Yes, believe them until you find out different. Period. What's up, Beth?
And I think also one thing, putting on the psychologist's cap for a moment, watch the adult, and if they know a child is trying to say something and lie or cover up, watch what the parent does. If the parent disregards the child and go, "Oh, you're being silly," or "That never happened," red flag it. It may not have happened, and the child may be attention seeking, but hearing those numbers, it just made my skin crawl. But watch certainly keep your eye on the child and notice withdrawal, like, what GT was saying, but also watch the adult and how they react to the child who may be withdrawing or may be speaking abuse out. Did that make sense? I'm not sure that I'm just
thinking. Absolutely makes sense. Absolutely makes sense. Absolutely. Setting boundaries with family. This part is uncomfortable, and it should be. But it's also necessary. You are allowed to say no alone time. No closed doors, no forced affection, no sleepovers, no babysitting. You are allowed to offend adults to protect your children. I will stomp a mud hole in somebody. I don't care who it is, brother, sister, cousin, uncle, aunt, to keep my children safe. That's no bullshit. Okay. Thanks, Art. I hope you have a Merry Christmas too, my friend. Sorry, trying to catch up the chat, ladies and gentlemen. Good. Okay. Anyone who gets angry about boundaries, That's information. There's a reason why an adult would get upset about you setting a boundary with your child and them. There's a reason for it. Think about it. Anyone who mocks boundaries, that's information. Anyone who insists, that's information. Your job is not to keep the peace. Your job is to keep your child safe. Tradition does not outrank safety. Blood does not outrank protection. If your gut is screaming, if something feels off, act. It's better to be wrong and embarrassed than be right and not do nothing. Pull your child out of the situation. Leave early. Change plans. Document behaviors. Write things down. Trust patterns, not excuses. And if the child discloses abuse, believe them, protect them, and report it. Silence protects abusers. Action protects children. I'm going to end the night with this. Most survivors didn't need someone to be perfect. They needed someone to notice, to believe, to step in. This Christmas, the greatest gift you can give a child is not something wrapped. It's vigilance. It's boundaries. It's courage. It's protection. Watch closer. Listen harder. And most importantly, trust your gut. Because kids don't get a second childhood. And the damage of one moment can echo for a lifetime. Be the adult who steps in. Be the adult who sees it. Be the adult who protects. This is Awareness Monday. And remember, awareness protects children. Would you guys like to add anything into this?
It's a sad world where we as adults have to think this way. You know, children should be free to be children. As I said, disclaimer, I myself am not a parent, but I have a beautiful 6-year-old nephew who is my world. And everything GT said about whipping heads off and shoving them up where heads should not go for his children as a father, I would absolutely do for my nephew 110%. It's scary to think you have to be at a Christmas gathering thinking of these things, you know, but as you just said, you said it beautifully when you said that children don't get a second childhood. And if that childhood is taken away from in an abhorrent way like this, they don't get it back. And I mean, G2 knows that once it's gone, it's gone. And no amount of therapy or
God himself can't give it back.
Yeah, you know, healing does occur, but it takes a lifetime, and even then it's not complete, you know, and G2 would know what I mean by that. So
I don't think it ever fully becomes healed.
No, that's what I was saying. It might have a little bit like of a scab on it, but then that can get ripped off so easily, and you're back in square one. But yeah, watch your children, love your children, and as GT said, don't be afraid to get uncomfortable. If something's not sitting right with you and, you don't want to make a fuss for the holidays, fuck it. Excuse my language. Make that fuss. So, yeah.
Viprin, Rex?
Oh, I just want to play off of something that Megan said. You can pick your own scabs. And just reopen the hole. Yeah, reopen the wound all over again.
Absolutely. Um,
Blackburn?
and that's valid, Miss Gothy. It's just going to be me, my brother, and my nephew. My mum, my brother, my nephew, instead of the masses for Christmas, and I like it that way. You know, I absolutely love it that way because at least you know that your son's going to appreciate. Well, I hope he does. I don't know your son, of course. The fact that, as you said, there's no drama and no bullshit. Again, excuse my cursing, GT, but this really upsets me. But yes, and happy holidays. I know this is a bit of a downer subject, but tomorrow is Christmas Eve here, so I'm one day closer. So yeah, Merry Christmas and all of that nonsense. Go Niners. Oh, threw up in my mouth saying that, but
And our Stu, you couldn't be more right. Awareness is everything. If somebody would have taken the time to educate my mom and dad about this stuff when they had kids, when I was born, I probably wouldn't have been molested and raped. That's the reality of it. My parents were young. My mom was really young. My mom was only 17 years old when she had me. You know what I mean? So, like, you don't. Family's family. You trust family. No, you don't trust family.
Well, you should be able to, though.
But we live in a world you can't.
No, you didn't let me finish. I was about to say you should be able to, but as you know, should does not mean can and should. Can and will, I guess. Yes.
Yeah.
Blackburn?
Okay, so I think so there's a lot to pay attention to when it comes to children. I mean, it's not just how they act, flinching and stuff. I know. Okay, so you're talking about flinching. Yes, it can happen, but also there are some of those out there that lose feeling of completely anything. Things. There's sometimes some kids like me, for example, when I was younger with abuse and stuff, I don't flinch. But now I do. PTSD and older stuff, but back as a kid and stuff, it's like you already know it's going to happen. It's going to happen. There's nothing you can do about it. Flinch doesn't matter. So it's a lot of different things you can pay attention to that can help you understand your child more. Also, listening to them. I'm going to bring up this too. I know a lot of parents don't like internet stuff and all that stuff. The thing is like even internet or not internet, you still have to watch everything they do. Not be a helicopter parent for sure, but you have to watch everything they do, even if there's no internet involved. If there is no internet involved or a video game involved, what the thing that's missing nowadays is parents do not get involved with the protection of what their children are doing. They protect their children beforehand, but like baseball game, for example, go to a baseball game. Well, now you have to watch coaches, right? Are you going to keep them from playing baseball? Period. No, you keep an eye on the coach and the parents and all the people around that. The same thing with video games or internet stuff. You can monitor every single thing your child does. Problem is, parents nowadays don't. Right, and it's like it's understandable if parents don't want to do it, but there's always a way to protect them or you to keep monitoring them and make sure things are going the right way without actually inserting yourself in within everything. My son, for example, still does Roblox and still does all that stuff, but I know everything he does. If there's a message, I know it. Everything that happens, if he spends money or tries to spend my money on my credit card or something, I know it. If somebody tries to give him stuff, I know it. Everything can be monitored. It's the same thing with sports. Now, I'm not a sports person, but if my son went to sports, I'd be a little bit different with that. I'm not familiar with sports, but I definitely would, if I would pay attention to his coaches because that's a bad thing nowadays, teachers and coaches. So it's everything. It's just paying attention also all the different things, how they talk, tones of voices are really important because that's one thing that happens either or. There's no visual actions to different stuff. Tones of voices can tell you a lot. If you ask them a question, if they're a really low voice, can mean a lot compared to them jumping up saying no.
If your kid is normally loud and boisterous and they're all of a sudden just being quiet and shielded, well, There's probably
Can I
something going
just
on.
have Viper? Can I have a point of order? Thinking of my nephew on this, and not all children are my nephew. I get that. My nephew has autism, so he has what he calls my brother calls his silent moments when he's overloaded. Nothing like particularly when he comes home from school, where he will just go silent. Nothing can have happened in the day, but he goes silent. So
Well, is that a normal thing? Is that a normal thing?
yeah, I was about to say that's a normal thing for him. Is that what you mean, Viper, or have I missed what?
No. So I'm talking about like, okay, so like the fact of your son comes home or your daughter comes home, and they're always like, "Hey, this is how school was," excited and stuff about it. You get that one time the child comes home and they're like, yeah, it could be they're getting bullied. It could be that 100%, but it could be other things too. There's a lot of different things it could be.
Right. Okay. I think I might have missed
that tone.
I think
and even autistic children. One of my exes had an autistic child. I helped him learn how to go to the bathroom and stuff, and he was nonverbal. And even his tones of voices would be the same. Like even he had his own autistic ways, like all the things he did, but the tone of voice was still a very noticeable thing if he was sad about something or something was bothering him. Because
I think
it's the tone of voices.
I think I might have got that's why I wanted to I think I might have gotten it a little bit sort of not completely right, like misinterpreted what you were saying about the tone of voice.
Yeah, and compare it to yourself, right? As an adult, when you're mad, when you're sad, when you're happy, when you're overly excited, all the tones of your voice like changes everything. Like like people can know that you're down because you got on and you're saying, "Hey guys, what's up? How you doing?" And then people are like, "Well, are you okay? What's going on?" They automatically know that. The tone of voice does everything.
Like when you get home from work, you're usually, however you are, and then like your significant other, they come home from work and they usually tell you about their day, and all they want to do is they just want to go home. They just want to just walk right past you. There's something off from what their normal behavior is. Something happened, whether it's sexual, whether it's sexual in nature, or it's being bullied, or it's just having a pissy ass day. You can tell a lot just by sitting back and analyzing how this person is interacting with you from day to day.
No, thank you for that, Viper. And I think I might have gone off slightly on a tangent with my thoughts about what you were saying, because, as I said, my nephew has what my brother calls a de-escalation, because he's been on his best behavior at school and he just wants to be left alone. So I think I might have gotten a little of the wrong end, but thank you for that clarification.
Yeah, no problem.
Now, R2, hang on 1 second, Vibrant. R2 says it's about the differences, changes in behavior. The unsaid things say so much.
Exactly. 100%. I mean, because even the change in voice is just a small, subtle little changes, and even like visual changes. It might not be what we're talking about. It might be bullying at school, or somebody beating somebody up, or somebody doing something they weren't supposed to do at school. It could be as simple as that. But the thing is all these small things allow the parent, or you as the parent, to sit there and say something's wrong. I need to figure out what's going on. And then you start investigating what's happening and all that stuff. And then if you know your child, like I know my son, so if something happens and I know he has a problem with some friends stuff, that it could be, if it's a friend thing, it could be a friend did something that got him in trouble. So I could kind of figure out, without him telling me, a lot of the times he could tell me something and I know it's not true. I know exactly what happened just because I figured it out. And it's just and it's sad, because there are a lot of parents out there that do not pay attention to their child. There's a lot of parents out there that do not understand different changes and subtle changes in their children. And it's sad because it's like they don't pay attention to what. It's the same thing with knowing your child's passions. What is it they really enjoy doing more than anything in the world? And that's one thing I truly believe. Everyone has a passion that can get them out of the darkness, right? And like make them feel better. So this is one of my things. Anyways.
I think also, and I hate to say this, it sounds like I'm classing all parents in Viper, and I'm not. I am not a parent myself, as I said. But a lot of times parents just don't care.
Yeah. Plain and simple.
And you know, I was
Yeah.
like, okay, so to give you a bit of context on why I say that, I had two parents
Yes.
up until the age of 9, and then my parents got divorced. I had one of the most devoted fathers, and it was rare at the time my parents divorced for the fathers to get custody. And he would put himself last. He wouldn't, you know, he'd go work through his lunch to prepare our dinner, yeah, all of that. But a lot of, and it's sad to say, and I'm not saying every parent's like that, because we have Vibrant and G2 on this panel who clearly are not. But a lot of, and maybe I'm stereotyping here and I don't mean to, but some parents just don't give, you know, the kid can be running amok, being a bully, whatever. They just don't care.
Yeah,
So-
some people plain and simply should not be parents.
Yeah, exactly. And it's sad to say that. As I said, I had the best father. I mean, we didn't always agree. What child always does agree with their parent? But looking at some of the friends and people I knew at school, it's just like, your parents really don't give a shit, do they? So a lot of times, this also happens because the child is trying to tell the parent, and the parent's like, yeah, whatever. Oh, yeah, sure, that happened. You know what I mean? Like dismissing it. Like you said, don't dismiss it if a child tells you something. I think when I was at college, I think it was something I remember looking at this stuff was a child will tell you something has happened. Yeah, exactly, Miss Gothy. I think it's twice, and on the third time, if the parent does, or the significant adult does not listen to what they say, they will shut the fuck up and not say it again. So you get I think it's one or two chances to really listen to what a child is telling you.
Yeah.
And respond. Because if they claim, well, not every child, but
for the most part, all children.
yeah, all children who have been traumatized will give you 2 shots to listen for it, and on the third they're going to go, well, they don't care, like every other adult. So yeah, and that's a good point, Miss Grossi. Yeah, here's the phone, here's the tablet, put on the TV. Yep. And what Viprin was saying about the internet, you don't have to stand over your child's shoulder while they're playing Minecraft or Roblox or any of Fortnite, whatever it is. But I like what you said about the credit card, Viprin, because that's true. If they start spending money, or you know, $100 goes missing on your credit card.
Well, that's how they get nowadays. It's like they call them surprise mechanics for children. They want those boxes that could potentially give them the cool thing out of the billion things that there are, and they'll sit there, click to buy the item. Oh, didn't get it. Click, buy the item, or click, buy multiple items.
Yeah. Well, my nephew plays Minecraft. He's teaching me how to play Roblox. But my brother has put no purchases. So there was something he could do on his account or something that my nephew uses, where because my nephew is only 6, he can't click on any of those boxes, and my nephew does.
Speaking of Roblox, I don't mean to cut you guys off, but did you know that it's estimated that 65% of the people on Roblox are adults posing as children trying to get to your children?
I believe that.
I already know that.
I think you told me that.
But I see that's I mean, see, I know all the issues with Roblox. I'm familiar with them. Kids still go on there, but there is a lot of safety measures for that. I've already.
Right, I understand that about you, but 99% of everybody else out there, they don't give a shit.
Yeah, well, that's what Gothy was saying. Is that's what a lot of people do, is they'll put a tablet or a phone in front of their children, and that right there is, they're like, here's a tablet, and then they go off and do their thing. That's the problem. See, that's where it turns into a big issue, because these parents that do that don't monitor what's happening. And like it's even, I mean, think about it. It's not just that. It's even in school stuff. Like I found out the other day that there was a child in my son's class. Right, mind you, my son's 11. He got held back, so he's 1 year older than everyone else. So you got 10-year-olds with vaping in the middle of class when the teacher turns her back.
A 10-year-old
It's serious.
Oh,
Yeah. So they can do this. It's about when they can do this stuff and do this stuff out in public. It's just as easy for them to do stuff and get into trouble or meet trouble people out of internet as it is internet. But I understand internet's dangerous. It completely is, and it's always going to be dangerous. And that's anything online is going to be dangerous. But it's the fact that the parents monitoring what they can do. If my son gets a message from somebody, I see that before he does.
Yeah.
I already can look up the person and find out if it's an older person or a kid or somebody acting like or it's like, hey, if you do this, I give you V-Bucks, that type of stuff, and I can already turn them in. I've caught like probably 7 people so far. Also, when my son tries to change his password, I know what's happening, so I can stop that in case he's trying to change it, so I don't see what's happening.
Okay.
If my son gets on YouTube, I see everything he sees on YouTube, because even YouTube's kids has some pretty bad stuff on there. So even seeing what he monitoring what he sees on YouTube, all that stuff, because even YouTube is just as bad as Roblox. It's about monitoring every damn thing that you do. And now I'm not hovering over him. I know he's talking to his friends. Like he tried to get me to play a video game with him. I got in there. I was in chat playing a game with him. And then his friends came in. And I was like, okay, dude, I'm going to leave. Because me being an adult, being in there with a whole bunch of kids in the chat room, no, that's not good. That's not a good thing. So I left, right? But the thing is as they come in here, they're talking, they're cussing, and they're doing the kid stuff, right? I'm not going to get in the middle of that. Yes, my son is cussing and all that, but that's kids. Like, you're not going to stop teenagers and kids and all that stuff doing the teenager and kid stuff.
Speaking
in
of that,
person.
Speaking of that, Viper, my brother has an Xbox account, as I do, and his stepson got him banned on 5 different accounts because as a 12-year-old he was cussing a blue streak to adults. The adults were my brother could not work out why he couldn't access the Xbox because the kid was cussing because he was the owner of the Xbox the account. But another thing my brother does for my nephew is that on YouTube Kids, he filters. So he has the password, and there's only very few things that and I'm not sure how he actually does it, whether it's like keywords or whatever, to block. So my nephew watches very few things on YouTube Kids for the reason you mentioned, but my brother's determined, and as I said, my nephew is autistic, so he has repeat things that he watches and doesn't really look outside what he watches on the regular anyway. But I'm with Wendy. I wouldn't want to be a parent these days, and I sure as hell am glad I was a child of the 70s and 80s. We had bikes, we rode in the street. I played with our friends from sun.
And I wouldn't change that fact about me for the world.
No, I absolutely wouldn't. We fell off bikes and skinned ourselves from head to toe. And I don't know if you guys remember Mercurochrome.
But I agree, R-Stu, I agree.
Well, do we hide our kids, though, Art? Or are we vigilant enough to know the risks and steer them away? To me, hiding a kid away from the world and how there are things, as GTK and Viper have mentioned, that you do not want your kids to see. You can move them away from that. But to wrap them in bubble wrap and cotton wool and not have them participate in the world, I think, personally, is just as bad.
I'm not sure I'm seeing where R-Stu said you need to hide your children from the world.
It says here we've got to take so many risks, and we hide our kids from all.
Oh well, I've got one highlighted on the screen right now. That's the one I'm addressing.
Oh, sorry, I was referring to one between the two Southerns. My mistake. And Art, as I said to you in the comment under this, there's no instruction manual. And I believe parenting, 90% of parenting comes from the example you have been given.
You know what? I have to disagree. And here's why. Okay. Honestly, like, I'm not going to sit here and say my parents were bad parents, but there were certain things like alcohol, like drinking and shit. I learned my dad was a raging alcoholic for the first 15, 16 years of my life. I made a choice back then that if I ever had kids, I would never be that person to show that to my children.
Oh, good point. Yeah, that's fair.
So it goes both ways. You know what I mean?
That's true. I didn't
either
think
you carry on the cycle or you break the cycle.
Yeah,
Yes, I agree.
that is true. I wasn't thinking of that. Thank you for the correction.
Well,
yes.
Because
I'll
tell you,
you're either the solution or you're part of the problem.
Very true.
I tell you one thing that pisses me off so much that people do. They think they know everything about mental health, and they're like, if you're raised in that situation, you're gonna grow up to be that type of person. That's fucking stupid.
Yeah,
because I was raised in abuse. I was raised in abuse and hate.
And I'm so far away from that. I'm so far away from that.
Yeah, that's a good point, G2. I didn't think of that. As I said, I'm just going on the example I had with my single parent upbringing that I had from the age of 9 to 42. So, yeah, no, that's a good point. I guess.
But I will say that has to also go with the mindset, having a strong mindset. I mean, it doesn't say that you're not going to have mental problems later on, but having a strong mindset and or having somebody that actually will help you through the situation if you're raised up in a situation like that. If you didn't have that, I could see it being a kind of a bad thing where you kind of feel like it's the norm. But I mean, I was raised in a lot of hell and stuff, but music was my outlet. And if I didn't have music, I probably wouldn't be alive right now.
Yeah. For me, it was like, yeah, well, for me, it was counselors my whole life, which makes me laugh hysterically that I got into psychology. But it was writing and the creative arts. You know, my mum often jokes, you're so creative. We don't know. It wasn't your dad. It wasn't me. Where did it come from? Well, it was a coping mechanism. You know, my scrapbooking, my writing, my photography, all of that was a coping mechanism.
Well, see, Art-Stu, the reason I do this is so, like, I like to think I know most everything about this kind of stuff, but I don't. I love to hear other people's ideas. I love to, like, this is all awareness. This is all different from all different corners of the world. All different corners of the world, coming together with different visions on how things were, how things. You know what I mean? So absolutely, it wouldn't be right if I didn't collaborate and listen.
And I think, and to that point, Art, I think it's the communication. The community that G2 fosters. There's no right or wrong answers in dealing with this. You know, I've not had the life that Viperin and G2 has. I don't know that, but I know what life I had as a female raised by a single father and that kind of thing. And there's no right or wrong answer on life. Now, I can disagree and still be respectful, as I hope I have been. It's not that I think anyone offering their opinion is wrong and I'm right. And as I said, it's like, oh, I didn't think of that. Good point. And be open-minded to it, you know.
Yeah, we can agree to disagree, and we can disagree to agree. I mean, and still be friends at the end of the day. But the most important thing is what we're doing right now, and that's creating awareness, spreading the word from different corners of the world, from different aspects. And I hate to cut this short, but I haven't showered today. I need to shower, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, I thought I could smell you. I thought it was the hoodie, dude. All right.
No, it's not just the hoodie. It's actually me this time.
No, it's a little bit too early for that for me. But thank you, G2, for allowing me to speak.
Of course.
And thank you.
And anytime I'm up here, like on Awareness Mondays or on FBI Fridays, it's always an open panel. I always invite guests up here if you want to come up. Clockwork has been a very important cog
I know.
in this journey these last few months. And Clockwork, I can't ever express how much it means to me that you're here every single time I do one of these, regardless of what time of day or night it is. I really do appreciate it, and big ups to you, my friend, for sure.
As I said, the only reason I haven't been here for one of these is it's like 2:00 my time, 2 a.m. my time. Hey,
Yeah.
puppy. But yeah.
But Clockwork, my Sugar Glider said, "Hope you get feeling better, Rex."
Yeah, feel
I'm
better,
working on
Rex.
it.
Feel
I
better.
feel better.
Oh yeah.
All right. Well, if I don't see you before tomorrow, because I'm going to be in church from 5 p.m. till about 10:30, have the best Christmas, as GT says. Have the one you deserve, and be vigilant with your children. And all the best. Hopefully, we'll see you before the trip, which I should. We're 33 days out from the trip, so yeah.
If I could leave you guys and everybody in chat with one last thing. A tablet, a video game console, a cell phone is not a fucking babysitter. Sorry, GTK.
You're all right.
It's not.
I'm allowed 5. I'm allowed 5 before they start taking shit away from me.
Okay.
Is that the hand signal
What, man?
you want to make, DT? Just asking.
Yeah, like my wife just said, get your kids outside. Do some shit outside with your kids. It's not all about electronics, ladies and gentlemen.
No,
It's not all
get
about
your feet in grass and breathe the fresh air. Well, I'm in the country, so I can do that. All right,
Vibrant,
guys.
any final words, Vibrant?
I said my piece, I guess. The only thing I can say is pay attention to your children.
Very well said. With that being said, 3 things, ladies and gentlemen. Number 1, try to love one another right now, because you might not get a chance to do so tomorrow. In fact, there are people here today that won't get that chance to do so. So we might as well take advantage of it while we can. Number 2, have the day you deserve to have. If you have a shitty day, you might want to look in the mirror. Just saying. And number 3, tell your friends about me, because you're going to want to know. Get to know. Later, guys.
Take care.
Later, guys.
Better.
Everybody, thank you for being here. I really do appreciate your time. Every minute you guys spend with me means the absolute world to me. I love you all. Remember, one child is one too many.
Amen. And thank you for letting me.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say my university degree's on that shelf. Thank the Lord I actually got to use it today.
And what was that, man? And if it's not us, then who's it going to be?
Amen.
Exactly.
Amen, brother. All right. Well, hopefully I'll see you after Christmas. And I will definitely see you before the trip. It's still a month away. So, all right, guys. And feel
Yes.
better, Rex. For the love of
I'm
God,
working.
don't make me come and kick your ass through the
Your glider
internet.
says bye, Megan.
Take care, darling. Merry Christmas.
Merry